In creating the musical score for Some Like It Hip Hop, we took our influences and our leads from Kate's idea, which is a dystopian version of a story influenced by Some Like It Hop. And with that, obviously hip hop lives in this world of dance styles. So a lot of the music was influenced by those dance styles. So we've got funk, hip hop, soul, and we create our own versions of those. Hip hop has such a rich culture of borrowing and integrating many different dance styles, and with that, Kate is influenced through her dance styles. So we might have some locking, we might have some breaking, and a lot of those styles lead us to certain tracks. So obviously with breaking, we might have some b-boy breaks from 60s and 70s and 80s, funk as well, same era, soul, R&B, hip hop come from like the 80s. So we have a big gamut of things to pull from and influences to create some compositions from. The process of writing the music for Some Like It Hip Hop can vary from Kate having lyrics, and then will give us lyrics to create a song, or we'll ask, I need a song based around this genre, and we will fill in the gaps, and then it's a collaboration between us, the composers, and Kate. I think we took from lots of different influences, like Prince to Janet Jackson to Outkast, lots of different hip hop styles from different eras, funk styles from different eras, and also soul styles from different eras. The musical genre and style for Some Like Hip Hop is a real mix of, I'd probably say, hip hop from the early 70s to now, to when we created it, but also harking back to nothing really was off limits. If we could incorporate it into the hip hop dance, we would, in terms of playing to style and also playing against type as well. When Kate brought us the initial idea for the show, Kate will mark out the show in terms of the narrative, and then those certain parts of the narrative will need certain numbers. And those numbers then are influenced by the different dance styles that Kate might want or might require for those particular numbers. Sometimes she might have a really great idea for those things, usually she does. Other times she might not know and might ask myself and Josh to create that. And in creating those bits of composition, we might create one, which might not work, so then we might create three. One of the three will work, hopefully. Skill-wise, you probably need to be open to everything, but also really encourage your own taste, because as an individual, that's what you're there to do. So to have your own take on something, but also be open to different ways of working, different styles of music, and also creating something that you might not even like initially. As a composer and musical director, you almost have to wear two hats. One is your composition hat of what you think it might sound like and the best idea of that completed idea. However, when you're a musical director, you might then have to put those ideas on other people. So it's really being able to shape those ideas with the feedback you get off these characters, and you might not get what you thought originally, but how you make that work for that particular person or character is quite a big skill. In hip hop, we also have many elements, beatboxing being one of them. And it's something that I used to do anyway, so it's something that we try to incorporate within Some Like It Hip Hop as it's a element of hip hop culture. Sister wasn't in the original. Sister was created to replace a song called If My Memory Serves, You Got Me, which worked for the first time, but when we looked back on it, and it's the benefit of kind of hindsight, looking back at something and being able to put it again, we didn't think it, or Kate didn't think it worked as well within the scene, so we were tasked with creating a new number, and Sister was that number, which really explores the relationship between those two characters. If I Could Be With You, essentially a love song, which needed, at the end, a dance break. So that was a really good opportunity to segue to different types of sounds together. The musical score can transport you from feeling amazing to feeling intense to feeling wonderment to feeling scared. So the musical score really helps with the narrative arc of the show, especially with the fact that the dancers don't speak in our show. So that musical score is able to excite your emotions, and it's a really fun thing to create. I studied music at Brunel University, and that was my journey into composition, really, because that's one of my elements that I had to study. But within that, I also joined a dance crew at my university. So it's one of those things I didn't think I was ever going to do, but it really had an influence on my future self. So within that, I was able to create different genres of music and really hone my skills and talent as a composer. So I'd probably say tips, if you want to do this kind of work, is to be open to everything. Love the things you love the things you don't love, because they will inform you anyway. And also just be open to different influences from anywhere, because the more open you are, the better your talent grows and the more you're capable of creating different styles of music, especially in times of adversity where you might need to create something under pressure. Just be really open and really enjoy what you do. Tips and skills as a composer is to have an instrument you can fall back on, whether it's just your voice or whether it's a piano or a guitar, something that can accompany your ideas. There's also digital software, which is readily available now, which you can, even GarageBand as well, you can really sketch out your ideas. And within that, don't be afraid to just explore different ideas. Sometimes there might be the right idea, many times there'll be the wrong idea, but trust your instincts.